I have been in the deaf community for the last 10 years. So for my whole career, I've been a deaf educator, and I have recently been going to Honduras. And this past summer, I went to Honduras and worked with a ministry called Signs of Love, and we did village programs. So we drove around and picked up students at their homes and then did a little Bible study and then would drive them back home. And then this summer, I went to YWAM up in DC, and my friends have just started an ASL discipleship training school for deaf students, and I worked there as well over the summer. And so when I came home, I was jealous of that. Like, I wanted to see God move in Pinellas County and the Tampa Bay area among our deaf community here. And so I took the tools and resources that I had from Honduras and from YWAM and just started to put an email out there to former students to see if they were interested in doing a Bible study. And originally I hadn't heard back from anyone for about a month. Nobody had kind of mentioned it or talked about it, so I just continued to pray. And at a deaf event on a Friday night, one of my students' siblings came up to me, and she was like, "Hey, my brother told me you want to do a Bible study. I'm interested. He's not, but I am." I was like, "That's awesome. Well, we could do that." And then nearby was a boy I had never met before, and he was like, "What, a Bible study? I want to get involved. When is it?" And literally another girl saw the signed Bible study, and she was like, "I want to be involved. When's the Bible study?" And I was like, "No, I'm just putting a feeler out there. I just want to see if anyone's interested." And right there, I had 3 people saying they were willing to come and be committed to doing a Bible study. So our schedules never worked out. And then I had shown them the video for Jesus Encounter and asked if they were willing to come. From there, they were both baptized, and then we have met every Monday for a Bible study as a group. And then one of the girls who had originally approached me, we meet also one-on-one throughout the week. What I've noticed in Tampa Bay and around the world is that the deaf community is told the gospel and they are saved every week. And yet there's no relationship or understanding of who God is or who Jesus is. And so the one thing that the students walked away from, or the participants from Jesus Encounter walked away from, was, this is deep. I've never experienced something so deep, like an encounter with Jesus so deep. So that was kind of the motivation, was not to go over the Bible stories, the historical knowledge, but to really talk about application and the character of God and the character of Jesus and what that means for them. The average deaf adult reads at a 3rd grade level. And when we have, as hearing people, podcasts and sermons to attend, and we can choose from any church that we want to, a deaf person has to go where there is an interpreter and where there may or may not be other deaf people. And so they are extremely limited. Even within Pinellas County, there are only about 3 churches that really serve or give a place to serve the deaf. And my friends have come out of that and said it's very superficial, or it's knowledge-based, but they don't understand in their heart what Jesus has done for them. And that has led them to come looking for something more, and to step away from the Western church in a lot of ways. All you have to do is find one person that's interested, one person that's open, one person who is willing to have the conversation with you. God will use anyone. I just think you never know how God's going to move, but if you're open and you're willing and you're trusting and faithful in the little bit that God has given you, you will see His glory.